In the late 19th century, Jane Toppan emerged as a chilling figure whose actions would forever taint the image of professional nursing. Entrusted with the care of the vulnerable, Toppan's betrayal was profound. Her story a stark reminder of the dangers lurking within positions of trust. Her crimes forced a reckoning in the medical community, exposing how easily malevolence could masquerade as compassion. Toppan's legacy is not just the number of lives she claimed, but the way she shattered public faith in caregivers. She stands as an early example of a medical predator, her methods insidious, her motives deeply unsettling. We revisit her story not for shock, but to understand the disturbing complexities of human nature and the vulnerabilities of trust. In Massachusetts, as the 19th century waned, Jane Toppan began her nursing career at Cambridge Hospital, later moving to Massachusetts General. Nursing was gaining respect. Toppan fit the image, at least outwardly. She was diligent and attentive, quickly earning the trust of patients and colleagues. Her reputation granted her more responsibility, a foundation for the trust she would later exploit. Known as Jolly Jane, her cheerful persona masked a far darker reality. The sick room, for Toppan, was not just a place of healing, but a stage for manipulation. She was especially attentive to the gravely ill and elderly, those least able to resist or raise alarm. Her care seemed indistinguishable from that of any other nurse. But behind these acts, she was observing, learning, and subtly manipulating the line between life and death. The trust she cultivated became her most powerful tool, granting her access and shielding her from suspicion. In an era with limited oversight and rudimentary forensics, deaths among the sick and elderly rarely raised alarms. Toppan's careful facade allowed her to move undetected, her actions hidden behind the mask of professionalism. Yet the seeds of her later crimes were sown in these early years, nurtured by the very trust she so expertly manipulated. The medical system's lack of scrutiny provided fertile ground for her deceptions. Toppan's ability to blend in was her greatest protection. Her story is a chilling reminder of how trust, once given, can be weaponized. In the end, her legacy would force a painful re-examination of the very foundations of medical care. The trusted nurse had become a harbinger of fear. When Jane Toppan's crimes finally came to light, her own confessions revealed a motive more disturbing than greed or mercy. She admitted to a perverse thrill in controlling life and death, using her medical knowledge to bring patients to the brink, revive them, and repeat the process. This was not about alleviating suffering. It was about power, about playing God in the most intimate of settings. Toppan's methods were chillingly precise. Morphine and atropine, administered in doses that mimicked natural decline. She confessed to holding her victims as they died, deriving satisfaction from their utter dependence. Her actions were a calculated manipulation, not a crime of passion or desperation. The sick room became her laboratory, her victims unwitting participants in a macabre experiment. Toppan's lack of empathy, her ability to maintain a caring facade while orchestrating suffering, set her apart from other criminals. Her pharmacological expertise meant for healing became her weapon of choice. The intimacy of her crimes, lying beside her victims, witnessing their final moments, underscored the depth of her pathology. She was not content to simply kill. She needed to experience the process, to savor the control. This pattern of behavior revealed a profound psychological aberration, a disconnect from the value of human life. Toppan's admissions offered a rare, unsettling glimpse into the mind of a medical predator. Her crimes were not impulsive but methodical, driven by a compulsion for dominance. The power she wielded was absolute. She alone decided who lived and who died. In her own words, the act of killing was deeply, perversely satisfying. Her story forces us to confront the darkest possibilities of human nature, especially when cloaked in the guise of care. Jane Toppan's legacy is a chilling testament to the dangers of unchecked power in positions of trust. How did Jane Toppan evade suspicion for so long? The answer lies in the powerful shield of her profession and her carefully crafted persona. Nurses were seen as paragons of virtue, making it nearly unthinkable to question their motives. Toppan's cheerful demeanor, Jolly Jane, disarmed colleagues and families alike. Her crimes were hidden by the very trust her role inspired. She exploited cognitive biases. People saw what they expected, a caring nurse, not a predator. Her use of poisons mimicked natural illness, and with limited forensic tools, deaths seemed unremarkable. Toppan was skilled at deflecting suspicion, offering plausible explanations for untimely deaths. The hospital hierarchy further protected her. Unless a doctor raised concerns, few would challenge a nurse's actions. Her movement between hospitals and private homes obscured patterns that might have otherwise raised alarms. Each new setting offered a fresh start, a new set of unsuspecting victims. The public's faith in caregivers acted as a shield, making the idea of a murderous nurse almost unimaginable. Toppan's uniform became her disguise, her knowledge her weapon, and society's trust her greatest ally. For years she operated in plain sight, her crimes masked by the very symbols of care and compassion. The transient nature of hospital life, patients and staff constantly changing, helped her evade detection. Even when deaths clustered around her, the lack of rigorous investigation allowed her to continue. The audacity of her crimes was itself a form of protection. Few could fathom such betrayal. Toppan's story is a chilling lesson in how evil can hide behind the most trusted facades. Her eventual unmasking shocked a society unprepared for such darkness within its midst. The case remains a stark warning. Trust, once given blindly, can be a dangerous vulnerability. Jane Toppan's web of deception unraveled with the suspicious deaths of the Davis family in 1901. The rapid succession of fatalities finally drew scrutiny, prompting toxicological tests that revealed lethal doses of morphine and atropine. Confronted with evidence, Toppan was arrested, shattering the public's image of the trusted nurse. Her confessions were staggering. She calmly admitted to at least 31 murders, though the true number may never be known. Toppan described the thrill she felt wielding power over life and death, her chilling motivations laid bare. Newspapers dubbed her the Angel of Death, capturing the horror of a caregiver-turned-killer. The public's shock was profound. If a nurse could be a murderer, who could be trusted? Her case forced hospitals to confront their vulnerabilities and the ease with which trust could be exploited. The courtroom became a stage for society's fears, as Toppan's calm demeanor and detailed confessions unsettled all who heard them. Her admissions shattered illusions, exposing the dark potential hidden beneath a veneer of normalcy. The revelations prompted outrage, fear, and a demand for greater oversight in medical care. Toppan's crimes became a catalyst for change, forcing a reckoning with the limits of trust and the need for accountability. Her story remains a haunting reminder of the dangers that can lurk behind even the most trusted roles. The shockwaves from her confessions would echo for years, reshaping public and professional expectations of caregivers. After her arrest, Jane Toppan's trial focused less on her guilt and more on her sanity. The evidence was overwhelming, but her defense argued insanity, citing her troubled upbringing and disturbing motivations. Expert testimony painted a picture of a profoundly disturbed mind, incapable of understanding the moral weight of her actions. The jury found her not guilty by reason of insanity, committing her to Taunton Insane Hospital for life. There, Toppan lived out her days, her need for control replaced by the strict routines of institutional life. Reports from the asylum suggested she remained preoccupied with her former role, sometimes claiming she was still needed by patients. Her notoriety did not fade. The public struggled to comprehend her crimes, even as she disappeared from view. The verdict fueled debates about criminal responsibility and the nature of evil. Toppan's case became a touchstone for discussions about mental illness and the limits of the law. She died in confinement, her story a living testament to the darkness that can reside within a trusted caregiver. Her legacy endures as a cautionary tale about the complexities of the human mind and the dangers of unchecked power. Jane Toppan's crimes forced the medical profession and the public to confront uncomfortable truths. Her actions exposed critical gaps in oversight and the dangers of blind trust in caregivers. Hospitals began to scrutinize staff more closely, recognizing that character and psychological stability were as vital as skill. The case highlighted the need for better tracking of patient outcomes and a willingness to investigate unusual patterns. Forensic science, especially toxicology, gained new prominence in uncovering hidden crimes. Toppan's betrayal spurred the development of stricter ethical guidelines and professional standards in nursing. The public became more vigilant, asking questions and demanding accountability from medical institutions. Her legacy is a grim lesson in the potential for abuse of power where vulnerability is greatest. The changes were gradual, but her case marked a turning point in the evolution of safer, more accountable medical practices. Toppan's story remains a somber reminder of the need for vigilance and ethical conduct in all professions of trust. Her crimes inadvertently pushed medicine toward greater transparency and patient protection. The echoes of her case still resonate, warning against complacency in the face of human fallibility. Jane Toppan's story endures as one of true crime's most unsettling chapters, a nurse who turned healing into horror. Her betrayal of trust transformed the sick room into a stage for fatal experimentation, forever altering perceptions of medical care. Toppan's case illuminated the need for forensic investigation and a deeper understanding of psychopathy in positions of responsibility. Her name remains a byword for medical malevolence, a chilling reminder of the darkness that can hide behind a caring facade. Today, her legacy is a cautionary tale, an enduring warning about the dangers of unchecked trust and the complexities of the human psyche.